morning, everybody. Welcome over to the Full Nerd Academia channel. I am Master D.Maito, and I'm doing something a little different. Going to be trying to do something on the weekly. Uh, this is going to be called the Monday Morning Toy Show. Uh, if anybody's watching live, they let me know how the audio's doing. I don't have my normal partner in here, Bankai Merc, to let me know how it's sounding, but everything's all good. I'm just gonna dive right in here. So let's just get this background music going. So basically, what this is going to be is this is going to be kind of like Saturday morning cartoons, right? So you look forward to it every week. You get to see the new episodes and stuff. So I'm going to be basically just kind of going over some toy news that's been happening over the week. There's not a whole lot of toy news this week, at least none that I really found, none that really interests me too much. Before I dive into that, though, I'm going to kind of give you a little lowdown about what it is that I collect, and then just kind of what we're going to do throughout the show. So, my two main like toy lines that I collect are Marvel Legends and DC Multiverse figs. So, I mean, if you're familiar, I'm sure anybody watching or any toy fans will know. Marvel Legends is going to be like the 6-inch, 1/12 scale sort of figures like this. And DC Multiverse, let me see if I've got a Multiverse fig around. No, right here. DC Multiverse figs are going to be stuff like in the 7-inch range, still technically, I guess, 1/12, a little bit bigger, but it's like the McFarlane DC Multiverse scale. Things like this, right? Those are the two main lines that I like to collect. I do some one-offs here and there for certain things. Probably heard me talk about the Fury Toys, not TMNT figures before. I have the Leonardo. He's up in the display somewhere, though. I've also got we've got 3 technically. Of the Amazing Yamaguchi Rebel Tech My Hero Academia figures, so like my very favorite one, very favorite fig. Probably saw him in the thumbnail. Deku. It's my customized Deku though. He's got the cape and full mask on. Got a bunch of different glove options and stuff. The very first one I ever got, All Might. All right. Very much looking forward to getting some more My Hero Academia Rebel Tech, but like I said, for the most part, it's just it's those 2 main lines and a couple of one-offs here and there. So, but maybe at some point I'll show you guys my displays or my collection. It's actually technically behind me. You can't see it because of the background and everything, but I started like a big display in the closet and stuff, and maybe at some point we'll get to check that out. Let's turn this music down just a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, this is the Monday Morning Toy Show, as you can see. There we go. Monday Morning Toy Show. Gonna be a little different because I don't have anybody to bounce off of. I'm usually off on Monday mornings, hence why I'm doing this Monday morning. My co-host Bankai Merc usually works, so that's why it's going to be a solo show for the most part, unless he decides he's going to want to hop on at some point. We'll see. I doubt it though. But yeah, so I mean, Monday Morning Toy Show is going to hop on here, talk about some toy news. Somewhat early on Monday morning. A cup of coffee, look through some toy pictures, talk about some toy news, maybe unbox a couple of things. I got a few things over here that I want to unbox. It's going to kind of give me an excuse to unbox any of the multiple unopened figures that I have and just added to my collection. Yeah, dive right in here. Let's see. 1 second. If I can get these pictures up. All right. Nope, nothing's showing. Sorry, guys. Still getting used to a few things with Streamlabs here, or StreamYard rather. Let's go back down to here. All right, cool. There we go. That's even better. All right, so the main thing I've got on the docket today is some McFarlane DC Multiverse. This is the final figure in the Flashpoint wave, the Target exclusive gold label wave. I'm not sure which Flashpoint Cyborg piece comes with this one. I want to say it's probably the head, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is the final one in the wave. This has been a long time coming. I feel like this has been stretched out over the last year or possibly even year and a half. It's not bad looking. It looks very similar to the comic books. We haven't gotten full-on promotional pics yet. This was just an announcement that the pre-orders come in. I believe it's actually starting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. It's not bad looking. It looks very much like the Flashpoint Wonder Woman in her Conqueror outfit, or Conqueror armor rather. So that'd be neat. I didn't actually end up getting this wave just because they were mostly one-offs and stuff, and not really anything I wanted to add to my main collection. I do want a Cyborg, but I want a more mainline comic accurate Cyborg. So who knows? Maybe if this ends up being the only Cyborg that we get out of this line, then I may have to go back retroactively and try to get that stuff. But all in all, I mean, she's not bad looking. Moving forward, we've got the Aquaman from the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom line. If you had the Mattel ones, so back when Mattel had the license to DC Multiverse, they came out with a line for the first Aquaman movie. It looks very similar to this. I have it somewhere in one of my bins. I would have to grab it to kind of compare. This it looks like basically almost very similar to that. Possibly even a little updated, I guess, probably in the articulation, maybe in some of the details. But it's not bad looking. It looks very much just like the movie. Decent Jason Momoa likeness. Obviously, in toy form, it's gonna not look 100% like the actor, but it's not bad. I kind of don't like this trident though, just because it looks like really chunky. It doesn't look like, I don't know. I imagine it to be like a little slimmer, but maybe they made it this way just so that it would fit in the hands. Not really sure, but like I said, I have that old one, so if I were to end up getting this one, I'd probably just use the old trident with it, potentially. But this Aquaman's going to come with another set of hands. It looks like they're splayed out hands, possibly for swimming. I'm not really sure. It's going to come with the trident, the standard McFarlane DC Multiverse stand, as well as the trading card or collector's card. This time around, though, it doesn't look like they're stills from the movie. or even just like stills of the action figure. This looks like either concept art or just like some form of like cartoon or animated shot. So it's different, but it doesn't look too bad. The artwork on it is not bad. We got some package shots, I believe. Hello. Oh, sorry. Hold on. This is just a closer up view of the Aquaman. Again, that orange and green suit from the movie looks pretty decent. I don't know if they ended up updating it too much from the first movie or not. If they did, it kind of looks like they added the shoulder pads here, but I could be wrong about that. I'd have to look again. And then here's the package shot. So in a pretty standard static pose in the package, all the accessories are in view. Got the card behind. But moving on, this next one I am a big fan of is this Black Manta. Now, Black Manta in the movie, if you've seen the trailer, looks ripped right out of the comic books, and honestly, this figure looks exactly the same. McFarlane recently, for the Page Punchers line, not the DC Multiverse line, came out with an Aquaman line. It had Aquaman, Aqualad, Black Manta, and I believe Ocean Master. And they were in the style of, like, I believe how that comic book, like the comic book style that came with the Page Punchers looked. But honestly, this one looks a whole lot more comic accurate than the one that came with it. I ended up getting the Black Manta and the Aqualad from that line just because I wanted Aqualad for my Teen Titans. And I'm a big Black Manta fan, as well as wanting him for Legion of Doom displays. So I went ahead and got him, but I'm probably going to have to definitely get this because he looks much more comic accurate than the one that came in the Page Punchers comic line. So it's not bad looking. Not bad looking at all. This is going to be Black Manta with his accessories. Doesn't come with a whole lot, which is kind of sucks, especially because in the card art here, you see him with the black trident. Spoilers if you haven't seen the trailer for this, but looks like he's going to be using some sort of black trident that has something to do with the deep seas. But he doesn't come with it, but he does come with some like jet flares for his jetpack, which you can kind of see him wearing here, as well as a stand, which is kind of cool because I would have liked to stand for that first Black Manta, and the fact that he comes with one here really kind of makes up for that, so that's cool. Another close-up shot. Again, this Black Manta looks so much like the comic book. It's insane. And if McFarlane ends up coming out with an actual Black Manta comic inspired figure, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of reuse of this. Maybe just probably take a few things off, like some of these accents on like the arm. Here, let's go back here to like this metal part on his forearm, which I'm assuming is probably something that houses like a blade, I would imagine, or even just like probably shoots some form of like laser. One thing that would have been cool, but I doubt that they have any sort of tooling, would be if they came with like a separate head for this. They either had the blast effects coming out of it, or you could plug blast effects in to get that iconic, Manta laser eye or like laser beams. That would have been really cool. All right. And then we've got the, package shot here. We got Manta out front, but then you've got really just showing off his, showing him in a static pose with his accessories up front, and then you can see the card in the back there. Give me 1 second here. Actually, something's going on with the audio on this. Hello, tuning in. Uh, that's Bonkai Merc. Apparently he's watching. He's watching, seeing how this goes. Hey, Bonkai Merc, would you let me know how the audio is, bro? Hmm. Hang on a second. This is acting weird. Why is this? The audio's great. I can hear you. All right, sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. If you hear any crying in the background, by the way, hopefully you can't. It's just my cat. Mr. Smallmite doesn't like to be without not be in my view, so he's kind of whining at the door right now. But I'm sure if he's tenacious enough, he'll probably make his way in here, as you've seen on previous episodes of the podcast. So, but all right, let's get right back into it here. Okay. So coming up next, so we've got another Aquaman coming, and this looks like he's in his stealth suit here. This looks like there's some sort of effect on the stealth suit, possibly. I'm assuming it like blends in with the water, or might blend in with the shadows or something. Because we got some like translucent, looks like semi-translucent, or I'm trying to think of what the word is. Where it's basically like it's still kind of see-through, but not all the way see-through. But looks like the hands are almost full translucent, and then there's some fade on the like legs here, at least from what we can tell. And then it's gonna come with the octopus topo. This is not bad. This is kind of cool. Again, if you've seen the trailer, or at least even seen stills from the movie, back when they were originally promoting like it going into production, they showed him in this like dark suit. So again, this is going to be what it comes with. It's just going to be stealth suit Aquaman with topo. You got your trading card here. Aquaman in the stealth suit with topo in the background there. Looks like they're in Atlantis, obviously. And then you get the standard McFarlane stand. It's not bad. We got the package shot here, and again, Aquaman stealth suit with topo. This is kind of cool. I don't know that I would get this necessarily. I would want it for topo, but like I don't want to buy the whole figure just for topo. But what's cool is this is a gold label exclusive. I'm not sure what store it's exclusive to. It might be to the McFarlane Toys website. I'm not entirely sure. I have to go check that back out. Moving forward. All right, so we've got another. I wanted to say this is probably the one that's actually in the main line. This is Aquaman in his stealth suit, but there's no like translucent effects. You can see that he comes with his tridents. He's got like his normal skin tone hands here, and then obviously down in the legs, it's just like the normal colors and everything. This pretty much kind of looks like it's just reuse of the regular suit. At least the bottom half looks like it's reuse of the regular suit, but just colored differently. Let's see. Up top here, yeah, the top definitely looks a lot different than than his like orange suit, just because like the scaling looks a little bit different, and definitely like the arms are a bit different, especially down here at the forearms. There's no like fins or anything. But I want to say the bottom half here is mostly reuse. Again, I could be wrong, but it's just speculation. Again, with the Jason Momoa head sculpt here, it looks a little toyified, I guess, if that's even a word, but it looks like Jason Momoa, but in toy form. Not quite as good as like Marvel Legends sort of movie figures look, but even then, like after their very first like figures and stuff from the MCU weren't 100% like the greatest. That's why they're coming out with like a bunch of remakes and stuff now, or not remakes, but repaints and redecos and stuff, so using better printing technology on the faces. So, and then of course we get the trading card here. Again, looks like it's cartoonified, but it's just Aquaman in the cell suit this time. Standard McFarlane display base, or stand rather, and then his trident. Another close up here. Package shot again. It's just Aquaman with his trident out front here in a static pose, and then you've got the trading card in the back. And again, I think this is going to be the one that's in the main line because there's no gold label on here, so it's not going to be exclusive to any one store. All right, now this is King Kordax. Different than what I imagine Kordax as from the comics, but this is definitely like a movie version of him, and he kind of looks like he's a creature of the deep, kind of like how they had like those weird trench creatures in the first movie. So looks kind of cool. He looks like something out of like Diablo or Doom a little bit. Really big, weird head. I'm digging the colors on this guy though. Very like sort of coral or like bone colored. Really wondering what his like role in the movie is going to be. I don't remember necessarily seeing him in the trailers, or in the trailer rather. Although this is a trident that's black, so I'm wondering if this is said black trident that Black Manta will be gaining somewhere in the movie. And we got the accessory shots here. So again, it's going to come with the figure King Kordax with the black trident. Trading card. Again, this looks, at least from what I can tell. Oh, actually, no. You know what? I see some like segments and stuff here. So I see articulation points in this. So okay, so this is a shot of the toy. Although it looks like they might have, run it through a filter to kind of make it look like a cartoon. Not sure. And then obviously you get the standard DC Multiverse stand there. There he is closer up, and he has got an ugly mug. Oof. He's got, here, let's see in this previous if it shows his other eye or not. Okay, so it kind of looks like he's only got one eye possibly, or at least one eye that really shows. And he's got some really nasty teeth. So that's a face only a mother could love.
Bazinga!
Here, let's see. This Bonkheimer says this is dope. My brother says this is awesome. You guys talking about this particular character here? He's kind of cool. Like, I'm half tempted to get him just to have some sort of monster, but like he definitely wouldn't fit on like my comic shelf, but he's kind of cool. All right, let's get back into it here. We got him in the package shot. Again, static pose with his trident. You get the card in the back there. Nothing too crazy. What really sucks is, like, because I want to get that Black Manta and I want to have him with a trident, and I'm assuming this is the trident he's supposed to get in the movie. I don't want to have to get this figure in order to get the trident. I kind of want this figure, but I don't want to have to get him just to get the trident. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been nice for Black Manta to come with that trident, but who knows? Who knows? Moving on. All right. I believe this is just a deep sea. I think it's called a deep sea pirate, if I'm not mistaken, or a deep trench pirate. I think you see a few of them in the trailer as well. This thing looks kind of similar to the trench creatures from the first movie, but not as like grotesque or coralized as, say, like King Kordax here. This looks kind of cool, and honestly, I'm assuming this is kind of like troop builder, because they all look the same. The only thing, I mean, they don't come with any accessories, I don't think, or any like different heads or anything like that. So I mean, sure, you could, if you wanted to, you could buy a bunch of these and just have them, standing next to old King Kordax here, or even with Black Manta. There's some really cool like articulation going on in this though. So like you've got like the dog leg down here, which you don't see very much at least in the DC Multiverse line. I know that McFarlane has some other things. McFarlane Toys makes some other things that I believe used something similar to this. But this is kind of cool. So this looks like it's gonna like kick forward a little bit and kick back. You've got the standard like knee articulation. Wondering about these hands. They look like they have the typical, McFarlane scheme wrist articulation, but they aren't like regular hands because they got the webbing, and then they're only like 3 figures and stuff. Then there's also these fins here on the torso, and those look like they're on balls, so like it looks like they might move around a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think you're going to get any head articulation out of that thing. And if it is, it might just be like spin side to side. I'm trying to see if there's any big figure I have here. No, that has more articulation than I think that would, so. Well. Moving forward, so here's another shot of him just standing straight up and down. And that kind of confirms my theory here, because you see how the fins are moved in different positions here. You can see when it's standing straight up and down that the fins are like just straight down here. So yeah, those are going to be articulated. Really like long arms. So this thing has like really monster type proportions. This is kind of cool. Again, with the head, I think it's only going to be moving like side to side or like back and forth, kind of like that. I don't think you're going to get much up or down looking on that thing. So, but it looks pretty cool. It doesn't come with any accessories. I don't know. I'm assuming in the movie they're probably going to have some sort of weapons, but that would have been kind of cool to get in this. Get a couple of different hands in order to like grip some weapons, whether they're like swords or like Atlantean like guns or something like that. But then again, I think DC Multiverse has DC in general has a ban on gun weapons coming with their action figures. So, but overall, this is not a bad looking figure. I might be talking myself into this. This is kind of cool looking. And even if you didn't want him in your like display for um, like with your DC multiverse figures, he could probably fit in somewhere as just like a monster hanging out in other displays. And he's kind of cool. By the way, the name is Sunken Citadel Pirate. It's not bad. Here he is again. Package shot, static pose. Get the card in the back. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I might be talking myself into getting one of these. This is kind of cool. I really want to, see what kind of crazy poses you can get them in. I imagine probably not much, but with those like long arms, I would imagine you could probably get them into like a crouching pose, or almost like an animal running pose or something. So I mean, if I could get them into a pose like with this, kind of like Spider-Man, that'd be kind of sick. Doubtful, but again, those long arms look like they're able to do some crazy stuff. So. Details insane. Yeah, definitely is. All right. I think I've got a couple more things here for the McFarlane Aquaman line. And I'll get into some unboxing here. Let's see. What else do I got? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the last one. This is really cool. So this is, I believe his name is Storm. This is going to be the mount for Aquaman in the movie. So if you're a fan of or maybe not even a fan, if you've ever seen Super Friends at all, you know that Aquaman rides a giant seahorse. This looks like it's going to be that, but obviously highly detailed and very much made to fit within the movie. And this thing honestly looks pretty cool. Let's see if I can get another shot here. All right, here we go. He's gonna be quite a long boy, as you can see. It's got the tail. Looks like there's gonna be some articulation in the tail, but it's just gonna rotate around. It curls up here. It's got a nice saddle on him, like a gold marble metallic-y sort of saddle with the I think it's the bridle is what it's called, right, for horses. But the color on this is insane. This green turquoise or seafoam top here, and then you get I'm assuming this is kind of like an indigo blue sort of color on the bottom here. The fins. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much articulation here. I know that he probably bends a little bit. I think his head will probably move up and down, or maybe even side to side a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. There might be an articulation point in here somewhere, but cannot really tell in this picture. I know in the package shot, it looks kind of like he's laid out flat a little bit. But he's not gonna come with a whole lot, obviously. It comes with the trading card. Again, this is like a cartoonized version. Not the standard display stand, because he's gonna come with this upright pole that you can set him on, and then that looks like it fits right into that hole in the center there, as opposed to having the peg on most McFarlane stands. Yeah, here we go. So this is him in package. Okay, so it looks like these fins here are going to be articulated. Fins on the side are articulated. And again, I'm assuming that somewhere in his mid-torso here, he's going to maybe be able to move up and down, just because it looks like he's laying flat in here for the most part. We got one more shot here, and this is what he was made for. He's made for your movie Aquaman, so he can actually mount and sit on this thing. Doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look awkward or anything. Obviously, with his legs kind of kicked back, it kind of helps to create that illusion that he's supposed to sit on this thing, and this is his mount, obviously. Um, I'm sure if you were to stretch out the legs, it would kind of go down below here. But honestly, this is kind of cool. Um, as it says, Aquaman figure sold separately. So yeah, you would have to get Aquaman and him separately. And this is not a gold label, so that means they are in the same line. It's going to be sold at the same time as him, so that's cool. Yeah, I was a big fan of the first Aquaman movie. I'm a little hyped for this movie now, even though I've heard some bad rumors about it. But like, the trailer kind of got me hyped on it, so like I'm kind of curious. I actually want to check that movie out just because it looks like it's going to be insane. And in all honesty, like with the first one, they kind of made it with the mandate that, like, they might not have another movie to do again. So they were just kind of threw everything in the movie that they wanted to make like one awesome movie. And it kind of looks like they're doing the same thing with this one again. For all we know, this could be the very last Aquaman movie, at least with Jason Momoa, in this the end of the DCEU era. I don't know. It looks kind of cool, and those figures look kind of cool too. I definitely think I might end up trying to get the Aquaman, like the standard Aquaman. The Black Manta, 100%. That one's already going to be in the bag. And I might have to get Storm. I might have to get his seahorse for him to ride. We'll see. If you guys are interested in those, the link's going to be in the description down below. I believe they are up for pre-order right now on all your favorite online retailers, as well as Target and GameStop. Matter of fact, there's also one last thing I wanted to kind of look into before I move on to unboxing and reviewing some figs. So, give me 1 second here. Bam. All right. So this is the current Marvel Legends HasLab, and it's Giant Man. Now this thing, I think this is just awesome. Like, we all kind of knew, all of us fans kind of knew what was coming for the Marvel HasLab. They were kind of showing it a little bit. They're hinting at it. We all kind of hoped it would end up being Giant Man. There was some other, people were kind of thinking like, hey, maybe it's going to be a Quinjet, or maybe we'll get like an Avengers Tower. Everybody was speculating, but for the most part, thus far with Marvel Legends HasLabs, except for the last one last year that didn't fund, they've all been like pretty big figures and stuff. So like, a Giant Man makes perfect sense. The thing that's really awesome about this, though, is that it's super articulated. I believe it's 91 points of articulation, which is more than all of the other, like the Sentinel and the Galactus. The other ones also, they have sort of standard and sort of robotic like articulation, so they only like rotate around, kind of lift up on the shoulder. They have like the single elbows and knees and stuff like that. But this guy's gonna have it all. So like, can I zoom in on these photos? No. Here, let's go back up to the top one here. All right. So like, as you can kind of see here, you got the head, and the head, from what I understand, isn't going to be able to look up. It's only going to be able to look down. But that's fine, because I mean, who is Giant Man going to be looking up to? He's basically only going to be looking down to anybody up beneath him and stuff, right? He's got the butterfly shoulders, which is really awesome. That's new for a large figure. You're going to have, the standard shoulder articulation. He's got a bicep cut. He's got double pinless elbows, which is really sick. You get typical in and out wrist articulation. He's got a really awesome, like, torso articulation. So he's got the diaphragm joint in the middle here, but then he also has the waist articulation, like the ball waist, I believe. So he's going to be able to like bend way forward and way back. The hip articulation is pretty standard. He's got the thigh cut up here right at the bottom of his shorts, so that's cool. It doesn't break up the sculpt at all. Double pinless knees. He's got the forward-facing pin for rocker on the ankles. So the ankle pivot is going to be able to go back, forward, and then swivel. But then he's also got toe articulation, so he's going to be able to get into some, decent running poses, or even be able to like kneel down and all that good stuff. He honestly is so awesome looking. Oh, this is the other. So the other part of his articulation scheme is in his hands. So this is what adds. I think it's like 20 something different points of articulation. So he's going to be able to, like, all of his fingers are highly articulated. He's going to be able to like move his thumb in and out. Excuse me. He's going to be able to move his thumb in and out. He can like rotate his fingers in all types of ways. So like all these digits are articulated. Pretty awesome. Oh, here we go. This is the hand shot here. So yeah, look at this. All of this is articulated. So you can like swivel these around. These all bend in and out. The thumb's got the like in and out joint here, as well as like on the actual digits themselves. So this is pretty awesome. It's also going to come with two different face plates. You got his normal stoic look. You got like his grinning face, and you got like a grimacing sort of like angry face. They said that his eyes, they did something way different with his eyes. So rather than being like this standard like just like plastic and you paint on the plastic, these are actually like clear translucent plastic that they painted the eye details on to really kind of pop the eye details in this. It's pretty cool. As well as like the faceplate swap technology. They haven't shown it yet exactly how it is. They've just kind of described what it's going to do. And basically you're going to be able to like pull the faceplate out from underneath the mask and just slide the other one right in. I'm really intrigued to kind of see how they do this. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. They didn't go too crazy with I'll see, like this is him bent down in a pose here. This is pretty awesome. So they didn't really go too hard on the amount of backers for one. 10,000. We're almost about half, and we still got 35 days to go on this. And as well as you can see, the price is $199.99. Way cheaper than the Galactus, than the Sentinel. I think it's a decent price for what we're getting. He's 24 inches tall. You get all this articulation. You got some new stuff in terms of articulation with the hands. Some new engineering with like the head sculpt. You get also with like his harness. There's something new with that as well, so that when you bend him around and stuff like that, the harness moves with him as opposed to like being attached to the belt like it normally is on other figures. So like, I don't know, I'm kind of sold on it. These are just some of the shots that were leading up to the announcement. This is kind of him in action a little bit here. You see him tearing apart Ultron there, posing up with the Avengers. So the stretch goals aren't too crazy. You go from 10,000 to 12,000 if they get the 12,000 backers. You can get the zoom in on this. just leave it as is. But you get a zombie giant man face, and it comes with different like antennae. So instead of them being like straight out like how his other ones were, they're kind of like bent up and screwed up. But then you also, so that's also kind of like what the finger articulation is going to be able to do. You can like kind of twist them around and make them look all creepy and goofy and stuff like that, so that his zombie form looks kind of crazy. Then you also get for the 14,000 backers, if you stretch it out that far, you get a scroll face, or not a face, but a full-on scroll head. So that'd be kind of cool. Oh, here we go. Didn't even need to worry about zooming in. So the paint and details on these look pretty awesome, honestly. Like, I would hope we would get to the 14,000 backers to be able to get both of these, but they're not something that you absolutely need to have with this. So like, especially me personally, like if I were to get this in the display, like if it backs and I put it in the display, he's not going to be displayed with either of these. I might take some pictures with him and stuff like that, but for the most part, he's just going to have like one of the standard heads or standard faces on and posing up with, my Avengers on the Avengers shelf and stuff. So, I really like it. I honestly have already backed it, so I'm just, we're waiting to see if it funds. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does, but if not, that'll suck. Hopefully we get another chance to it somewhere else along the line, but I guess we'll see. One other thing that, like with the Giant Man, like I kind of wish that it had at least like one 6-inch figure with it, or maybe not even a 6-inch figure. I would almost kind of want like a small, maybe 3.75 inch Wasp to go with it. So that way you get the really big and the really, really small Avengers, you know what I mean? 'Cause we've already got the well, technically it's Scott Lang Ant-Man, but honestly there's not much of a difference in the suits, at least in the beginning. So you can really kind of fudge that and kind of say that it's as the Ant-Man, and that's just like the standard size. So you can kind of get him as his regular size, and you get him as giant size. That would be really sick. And then again, like I said, if I could just get like a tiny Wasp, that would be awesome. But that's it for the news for the most part. Giant Man wasn't really news. This is something that's been out for a couple of weeks, or about a week and a half now, I think. But I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on it. But all right, let's open up some toys, guys. I've got a couple of things here that I wanted to open up. I got both Blue Beetles. I got these a while ago. Oop, get the camera light here. I'm just making a debut, and I got the 2 Blue Beetles from the movie. I don't typically order or collect the movie figs for DC or even Marvel, really. But honestly, this thing looks so good, and it looked just like the comic book Blue Beetle that I had to get. Well, I wanted to get both because I want to kind of combine them to make one awesome looking Blue Beetle. I kind of wish that, the accessories in one, they could have just done all the accessories in one, but McFarlane going to do what McFarlane do to make some money. So I'm going to probably crack these open. I've also got another Blue Beetle, but we've got the Ted Cord Gold Label Blue Beetle. And just to kind of keep it in the realm of Marvel as well, I've got this a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago actually. Hawkeye with Sky Cycle. I haven't had a chance to crack this open yet, so I'm really looking forward to crack this open. So, hey, Bankai Merc, are you still in the chat?
Daddy.
That one's for you, buddy. All right, let's get cracking. Let me open it with this lovely Joker knife I got a long time ago. This is what I typically use to open up my figures and stuff. So got it handy. Let's go ahead and get this cracked open. Now I've got a buddy who also collects McFarlane toys. He likes to keep them in the package because at some point he wants to display them in the package, right? But sorry, bud. All right. One thing with some nippers. Let's see if I can find my nippers really quick so I can just cut these. There they are. All of McFarlane's got these like the plastic holding or the plastic retention things, and they're such a pain in the butt to like get open sometimes. So just go ahead and cut those. Some of you might be wondering, well, why don't you just use your knife? Well, these things are rubber and they don't cut very easily with a knife that you have to like pull. So using the nippers actually helps quite a bit. Alright, this Jaime got any here? Yes, it does. Let's just check it out. Scrape. Come on, baby. Set him. There you go. Of course, he's got like one on each foot, each ankle. Oh, nope. He's got one on each arm. Come on, McFarlane. Where do you think these things are going, man? There we go. Get that wing out. Got some pretty cool looking hands here. He's got like a splayed out hand, thumbs up, peace sign, and like a pointer finger. Might just leave those in there for now. I'm not going to mess with them at the moment. This one is, hold on, what is this? This is Blue Beetle Battle Mode. So, got that. There we go. Kind of see it. It's Blue Beetle in Battle Mode. So, this is the one that comes with the wings that you can attach to the back. This back off. See. Don't want to have to crack out my don't want to have to crack out my heat gun. I'm not going to dunk this in my coffee. Jeez Louise, that is tight. This is not something you should normally do, kids. Do not use a knife to try to pry open some toys, but very gentle.
Daddy?
Come on, you. There it is. All right. So, like, this is what the Scarab looks like, right? This pops off and it's got like the tabs or whatever for these wings. Put these wings on. And those just pop right back out here. Nice. Nice snug fit. Did I put these on right? Or these on wrong? No, these are right. This doesn't look right for some reason because there's just the like the like legs are sticking right above his head, and they just kind of look, But this is kind of cool, I like the like frosting on these the frosting on these wings. It's got like a hexagonal pattern on it, but then like in certain spots, there's a lot of like, not certain spots. There's like some missing in some spots, but for the most part, there's like a frosting on it, just kind of, make it look like bug wings and stuff. So you can kind of see that. Let's see if I can get it without the light shining on it too much. It's kind of cool. The detail on this guy, the detail is pretty insane. I've seen some openings of this stuff already, so I kind of knew what to expect. But like, wow, this is pretty good. I am really happy with this. I really am happy with the way this looks. He looks almost 100% like 100% like the movie, but almost 100% like the comic book version. So like, let's see if I can get it. Oh, come on. This doesn't work very well with my background, guys. I'm sorry, but like, here, you can kind of see the face. Like that looks 100% like Jaime Reyes in this Blue Beetle suit. Like the detail on the chest is what really has me here, because this is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. So like right out of the box, it comes with the two fists, like on the figure itself. It's got some of the standard like McFarlane sort of articulation that he's been doing lately. At least when it comes to like his ankles and stuff, he sort of took away the really brittle ankles and actually added like a little, like a decent ankle on there, so that you can actually get some good articulation and have it stable enough to stand up. I like the wings. I like just how this is going to stand on here. This looks like it's going to cut a pretty awesome silhouette. McFarlane's also added some new engineering to his wrists lately, again, so they don't look so like dainty, or they're not as hard to articulate. These things actually work pretty well. One thing with McFarlane figures, or the McFarlane DC multiverse figures especially, I like the diaper for their like crotch region here, and it helps, at least in terms of like getting some good like articulation out of the legs and stuff. So I mean, like, this is better than a lot of like Marvel figs, but still a little weird because it looks a little diapery there in the crotch. But this guy looks cool. The only thing about the Blue Beetle suit from the movie I didn't like is that it doesn't have like the mouth, because in the comics he actually has his normal mouth, and it actually moves and stuff whenever he talks. So, and you can like see the inside of his mouth, all that stuff. But all in all, like, I am really happy with the way this figure looks. This is really cool. So I'm going to set this one aside, and we're just going to crack open the other one. This is just like the standard one that comes with all of the weapons and stuff. So I'm actually going to be mixing and matching stuff from this one onto that one, because he has the wings and stuff. So That's going to be the main one on the shelf, and then the other one's going to be probably just keep on my desktop and mess around with and stuff. But yeah, DC Multiverse, Blue Beetle. Nope, just really took it away. All right, this is cool though. I mean, he comes with the giant like Final Fantasy sword that he used in the movie, at the like chakrams or whatever, the discs sort of things here, and then he's also got like his big Blue Beetle blaster, which I love. So let's go ahead and get that open. Yeah. Okay. Get these nippers out. Okay, this is pretty decent. Oh, like maybe a wash on here. Maybe some maybe like some translucent plastic on this in the middle, just to kind of show the energy effect. But like, this is his blaster that goes on his arm. Not bad, you know. Definitely looks like it fits with the aesthetic of the figure, you know. So I'm just a big. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna pull him out, but I was thinking maybe just to leave him in here for now, just because we've already seen it for the most part. But while we're here, why don't we? While we're here. And arms, my guy. Yeah, you know, McFarlane, if you would ever listen to this, if he's gonna be in a pose where he's got his arms bent back in the plastic, you don't need the retention bands on here. Okay, he ain't going anywhere. He's stuck in there. All it does is make it harder for me to freaking get something in there in order to pull it out. Come on. All right. No, it doesn't. Sorry, for a second I thought the back on this came off too, because I see a seam line, but it's not. I mean, it probably will with some force, but it doesn't. It's not meant to come off. So, but yeah, this is pretty much the same as that one. The only thing is he doesn't come with fists. He comes with grip hands out of the box. Comes with the grip hands, obviously, for his weapons and stuff. Same articulation, same details and everything. The other thing I didn't show on the last one that I really like. Let's see, can it be? There we go. It's a little white, but it's not going to show up very well. The eyes are yellowed, but then they also have like that white center. That is so cool. Adds a really cool effect. They're not just plain old yellow eyes. Yeah, this guy's cool. This is actually going to be the one that gets all of the like he's gonna get like the special hands. Matter of fact, here I'll swap out some of his hands right now. Let's get the. Let's just spray that one. That in there for now. Set those aside. Oh man, that's the same. There he goes. Got his peace sign. Got his peace sign. Got his little pointer finger there. Oh, I don't have my peace sign on All Might right now, but I do have. Just put that on. There are 2 thumbs up boys. I'm gonna set Hyman down right there for now. What I really want to do is I'm gonna load this guy up with some weapons. All right, so let's get this bad boy on here. No, it does not. I'm not sure how this is supposed to go on. Righty. A little bit of an issue. Not sure how this is supposed to go on. Okay. Might fool around with that later then, try to figure out how that goes on. But in the meantime, what we'll do is get the grippy hands on him, load him up with some handheld weapons. Ooh. Come on, man. Cat's getting tenacious. He wants in. Hey, buddy. Can I get you in? There we go. All right. Oof, that's kind of loose in there. I don't like that. Okay, So the sword is a little loose in the hand. Oop. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of flopping around there. Yes, I stay. Chakram stays in pretty nice though. Oop. Maybe I spoke too soon because I feel it wobbling around. Well, come on, stay on there. Okay. Like a Tron disc. It's not bad. Well, overall, I'll probably mess with this some more. Try to see if I can get this sword to stay in there. You know, I like the chakrams; they're pretty decent. I like the sword, but I wish there was a little bit more detail on it. At least on the blade part of this, I feel like there should be a little bit more. Whether it's like a silver sort of accent to this, or like a silver edge rather, and maybe just fill in the like little digital details on this, or the like robotic details on this with some blue a little bit more. Overall though, like in the movie, this sword was so cool, and to see him wield it was really awesome. But all right, that's enough of Jaime. We are going to keep it rolling with another Blue Beetle, but this is the McFarlane Gold Label Collection Ted Core Blue Beetle. I was never a huge Ted Cord fan from the comics. I know that him and Booster Gold have a really good run together, from what I've heard. I was always a fan of Jaime just because he was sort of the Blue Beetle, or became the Blue Beetle as I was coming up, or as I was growing up. But Ted Cord always had a presence, especially with Jaime. He was his mentor. So in the package there, though, got his various hands. Looks like he's got a Blue Beetle like communicator there, and then you got like a, I don't know if it's a grappling gun. I'm assuming, but it's got like a silver, or not silver, a gold like line with a beetle on it. Let's go ahead and just take those out real quick. The hands he comes with, though, are he's got a pointing finger, he's got two splayed out hands, and he's got one like relaxed gripped hand. In here, he's got like a grip hand and a fist. So I'm just gonna pull out the beetle shooter and the beetle communicator, and mess with the hands later. Let's get these tension bands out. Again, I don't know where they think this figure's going, but maybe they put it in here for theft. So it just makes it that much harder for people to steal them off the shelves, you know. But, because I mean, pretty hard, I imagine, to try to pull one of these out of the box while you're in the middle of the store, you know. Come on out of here, Ted. Don't fight me. Oh, there's one more. It's around the waist. There we go. Oh, okay. A little stiff out of the package, but that's to be expected. He's got like this. Looks like he's got like the standard McFarlane sort of articulation scheme for most of his comic book figures. So you got the butterfly joints, shoulders. Ooh, that's sticking a little bit. Oh, yep. You just saw that live, folks. His arm came off. But luckily, these are pretty easy to fix. They're not so hard. It just pops back in. Didn't break, thankfully. This popped off. But at least now it's loose and not so stuck on. So there it is. Good as new. Right as rain. So again, you got the standard McFarlane articulation. Elbows, double elbows here. Close that arm up. Wrist articulation. Now these are a little thinner than what I imagine they should be. But this is again new wrist engineering here, McFarlane. So you can kind of turn these any which way. The head. Let's see. Look up. Look up a little bit. Look down. Only about that far. Not too much side to side tilts. Diaphragm and the torso there. You can bend out about that much. Arch way back though. Again, crotch diaper, so you can get a pretty good high kick. Nice side. Stretches back about that much. And then double knee articulation. New standard ankles. So get that back. Get the forward. You got the rocker. And you got toe joints. All right. As far as detail and stuff on this goes, it's pretty clean. This is nice and clean, very comic book inspired, very comic book design. One of the cleanest like suits in comic books in general, as far as like the colors and lines go. I think it was a little stiff. The one thing with McFarlane figures is they can stand on their own. It's just hard, so it's always better to use the stands that they come with if you can. Like look at the lining in there on the beetle. That's pretty nice. And then like the lines on the gloves, the belt there, top of the boots. Really clean blues, and then the face there. Not bad. Really good color on the skin. And then the eyes have like, as you can see, they have like a darker tint, yellow down towards the bottom there. Very clean lines though on the face. So not bad. I'm happy with this. It'll look nice in my my Justice League shelf. It's pretty cool. I don't see any like really bad mistakes. Although, now saying it, I kind of see some there on my chest, on the chest of them. You can kind of see. I don't know if it's overspray or they just missed the line there. Let's see if we can get that on the camera or not. You can kind of see it right up towards the top there. You can see some of that light blue. Overall, though, not too bad, not too noticeable. You gotta get like really up close in order to see that, but okay. That's Ted Core Blue Beetle, and then I think so around this. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Ted Core. He had the blaster, right? Let's see if this blaster goes in his hands pretty easily. If he holds it well. As far as easily, it's to be debated, but come on, you. Again, one thing, kids, when you get to play with action figures and stuff like that, always give them a nice little warm bath. Helps to loosen up the articulation a little bit. So there he goes with the Beetle Blaster, the Beetle grappling hook or whatever you want to call it. Holds it pretty well. It's not moving around or anything. He's got a pretty tight grip on it, so that's not bad. And I like this. I'm assuming this is like a communicator. I just like how this looks. This is really cool. You can't see it so much with my fat fingers in the way. But yeah. There we go. Nice little articulation on that. Or not articulation, sorry. Nice little detail on that, I should say. Go in his hands. Yeah. Not so much. That's a cool little accessory, though. Alright. Enough of that. Let's bust into this bad boy.
Daddy?
Where? Oh, it opens on the side. Hello. So one thing I kind of can't wait for with Marvel Legends is when they go back to the windowed boxes. These are nice, obviously, because you get like a really full like picture and everything, but also kind of want to see the figure before I buy it. You know what I'm saying? This comes with a chock load of stuff. All right, into it here. Bonkheimer, are you still in the chat, buddy?
Bankai.
It'll get its own separate little baggie. That's interesting. All right, so got the quiver, got his bow, got his different hands. One looks like a grip, one's a fist. Goes down for now. Finish getting the rest of the sky cycle out of here. Yeah.
Bankai.
You here, sir? Okay, that's right. Okay. This goes like this. Yes. Oh. Oh no. Don't you dare. Come on. 1 second, guys. Guess that's it. Ah, I don't know. I don't like how that feels. It. Probably help if I warm this up a little bit in order to help get it in there, but
Daddy,
maybe that'll work. This is Sky Cycle, folks. This is pretty awesome. Oh wow! You can put a little bit of detail on the, like, I guess dashboard, I guess you could call it. Probably won't be able to see it very well, but can we? Yeah, there we go. You got a little, like, red and blue paint on the buttons there. You got like a little dash screen here in the back, and the thrusters. You can see like some, not necessarily wear, but like some scorch marks maybe. Nice marble plastic, brown leather seat, some leather grips on the handles there. And then you got obviously like the nice clear shield with some like cool little details in here. So that's pretty neat. But let's get the actual star of the show out, right? Of course, he comes in all chueco. But all right, let's get him done up right here. Actually, before I do that, all right, guys, there we have him. Whoa! Dropped the Sky Cycle. Luckily, he landed in all the boxes that it came in. So just set that there. Stay there. Awesome. Okay. Here we have Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye. I really like that face sculpt. That is really good. On the head, honestly, I would have liked to see a little bit more detail in the helmet. Kind of help that H pop out a little bit. Maybe even make it like a different color. But otherwise, it's not bad. Same thing goes for like the. So this is actually scale texture here on the top part here. You can feel the scaling and stuff. I would have liked to seen maybe a wash on there, add a little bit more detail to it, kind of like how they did with the. Well, they didn't just do a wash; they actually painted each individual scale on the 20th anniversary cap. But a wash on here, I think, really helped this pop out quite a bit. It's got a nice floating strap here, obviously, to simulate the strap for his quiver in the back here. There's some cool paint details. You know, they hit the silver on the buckle there. That's not bad. They added something different. So in the original figure, this was made out of plastic, the like tabard on his waist or whatever. But they did soft good cloth here, so that he can actually sit on the Sky Cycle without popping off. But you know, pretty standard for the most part. You know, they got a little bit of detail in it, about as much detail as you can get on a flat little piece of you know, soft goods or whatever. It looks like it's actually sandwiched between the waist and crotch area here. No, some butterfly joint in here, but it doesn't go too far back. The like harness straps are actually keyed in here, so they sit down in the waist, or not the waist, the torso rather, you know, the abs. But then it also gets out of the way of the ab crunch so that he can actually bend forward. That's pretty awesome. He's got his armbands here on his bicep. Nice wrist guards there, obviously. He's got his pirate boots, as you can see. And then I want to say that the belt is either glued down or it's actually connected to the harness in the back, so that it doesn't float around too much. Although this is kind of floating up a little bit, so I don't know if I can get that scooched down. No, it doesn't really look like it. Kind of scooch it down in the front, but it's not going to sit so well. So it does kind of gap that in, like, right there at the end of the waist, but that's not too bad. Overall, though, I really like the head sculpt. Like I said, I mean, if I can get in any closer on here, let's see. You can see all the detail there. The eyes are really nice. The like mouth and nose and everything looks really good. Again, I just really wish that we could get a little bit of something to really make that H pop. Overall, not bad. Again, kind of standard Marvel Legends articulation. Get the shoulder going up about that far. It can go all the way around. Butterflies, let it go in and out. Not so much though. It's a little hindered with this this chest overlay. Bicep swivel. Bicep swivel. The double pinless elbows, which is always nice. Go up about that far. Ab crunch allows him to bend down that much. And back. Not bad back. Obviously, the like wrist hinge in and out. That's actually not bad. That's not a bad forward for the legs. Let's see, go back, not really. Out, not so bad. It's also kind of like, let's see if we can get straight up and down. That's not so bad. Got the thigh cut up here. See, twist in and out. Obviously breaks up the the muscle sculpt a little bit. Double pinless knees, always nice to see. See, that's a little tight. I don't want to. I don't want to force that. Let's see. Can we do it on the other side? Oof. Okay, yeah, that's a little tight out of the package, so I was only able to bend the knee about like that. I'm gonna have to warm them up before I really get to posing them. So can't really do the knee articulation right now out of the package, but that's okay. You got the shin cut to rotate the boots, boot cut, whatever you want to call it, and the ankle articulation goes back, forward. You got the rocker articulation there. No toe articulation. That's okay for Clint Barton. You don't really see him doing too much crouching and stuff. Then, of course, he comes with standard bow. I want to say this is probably the same bow that came with Yondu. Not bad, though. Obviously, the string it's not a string. It's just a plastic. It's a little rubbery, a little soft, so you can kind of get a bend on it, but you don't want to do too much bending on that because then it kind of gets stuck or stretched out. I'm going to get this in his hand pretty easily. Let's go. All right. That's not bad. Pretty easy. Pretty easy to get in the hand. He goes holding that. Also came with an arrow. So the arrow's not bad. Kind of standard, you know. Not a really sharp point or anything. Kind of flexible. The one thing that's on this though that's kind of cool is it's got a little knocking point. But what sucks though for the drawing hand, doesn't have a place where you can actually like set this in. What I have seen a lot of people do is just take an X-Acto knife and just cut right in between one of the fingers and kind of stretch it a little bit so that they can actually put that on there. I'll be doing that at some point. I just don't know where my X-Acto is. But let's see if I can get a decent little pose right now. Oh, you know what? I didn't go over the head articulation, but honestly, this head is a little stiff. Not much in the way of articulation, other than it looks like it can kind of go back and forth. Looks slightly down. Look up pretty well. Not a whole lot of tilt. Let's see. Can I get him down into one of those MCU Hawkeye poses? Oh, that's right, the knees. Okay. Well, at some point I'm going to have to heat up the knees so that I don't mess up his legs or anything. And that really sucks because I want to get him on the Sky Cycle here, see how well he sits on this thing. Okay, just kind of get him standing on it. Well, let's see how well it does with sitting on this thing for now. Yeah. So I haven't even really put him too much into a sitting position as far as like him fitting on this thing. That's not bad. And once I got him heated up and stuff, I'll actually get him on this thing proper like, you know. So it's not bad. I like it quite a bit. Again, I wish there was a little bit more, maybe like a paint wash on this thing, just so that we can. There's a little bit more detail in the helmet and in the like scales on this chest overlay. But overall, like I needed a Hawkeye for my Avengers display, and the fact that I got a nice updated one, that's nice. Bankai, what do you think of this guy, man? You like him? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, folks, that's all I've got to open for today. That's all the news I have for today. Thanks for joining me. We'll probably be doing a little something later tonight. I believe we're going to be trying to do the podcast if Mr. Bankai Merc is available and it's not too late. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. If you like what you saw, leave a like, maybe comment down below. And yeah, I'm going to try to do this every week if I can. So join me next week with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, opening up some toys, talking some toys. Don't have a sign out for this yet, but we'll come up with something. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.